Hello and welcome back to another episode of A Cozy Christmas Podcast. My name is Art, and we have a very poetic episode ahead. Today I'm going to be talking with the North Pole's very own Poet Laureate, Amy Marschak. She'll be my guest today here in just a few minutes, and then Grace and I are going to try our hand at poetry. We're going to try to write some Christmas poems. I was inspired by my discussion with our guest today, so we're going to give it a try to see if we can come up with a good Christmas poem. There's all this and more on today's episode of A Cozy Christmas Podcast. I have quite the amazing guest today. She is the Poet Laureate of the North Pole, named by Santa himself, designated by Santa himself, and her name is Amy Marschak, and she's my guest today to talk about her experiences at the North Pole and to talk poetry. So welcome, Amy, to the Cozy Christmas Podcast.
Oh, thanks, Art. I'm so glad to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for reaching out. I think Santa and his elves have been at work with some Christmas magic this year already.
Oh, yeah. They start so early. They take a few weeks off and then they just start doing it. It's Christmas year round up at the North Pole. So
Well, that sounds like my kind of place to be then. I
we'll see. I'll see if I can put in a good word for you about with Santa and see if we can take you up to the North Pole for a little bit.
Oh, that would be fantastic. The last time I checked, I was on Santa's nice list, so that's where I want to stay.
Absolutely. Santa's thinking about getting rid of the naughty list, actually.
Oh, good, good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's been a lot of talk about it because it's more, we want to go more carrot than stick, and
hmm.
that's why all the snowmen for their noses are carrots, not sticks, also.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I've always personally thought that more kids than not it would be on the nice list. It's so hard for a lot of them just to to be good. They get so excited and they get rambunctious.
Absolutely, absolutely.
For those listening on the podcast, there will also be a video version on my YouTube channel, and you'll definitely want to check it out because we are decked out in our Christmas finery. And I have a hat made by the elves at the North Pole. We're bringing you some Christmas cheer today. So tell us a little bit about who you are and how did you become the Poet Laureate of the North Pole?
Oh, exactly. So I was actually doing poems created on the spot in Colorado. And then on November 10th of 2017, I saw a letter in front of my fireplace from Santa inviting me to come to the North Pole because he heard about what I was doing. And then on November 11th, I got a sleigh ride up to the North Pole and I got to meet Santa, Mrs. Claus, all the elves and the reindeer. And they had me do some poems for them, and they decided to name me as a North Pole Poet Laureate because they wanted to bring more poetic holiday cheer to the holidays, everyone worldwide. So
Hmm.
that's why they decided to create this position to make it more poetic. And I'm very lucky because up at the North Pole, I get to do poems, improv poems on the spot with the elves, and they've taught me some of their secrets about doing improv poetry. And the reindeer, I'm not really supposed to say this, but the reindeer sometimes talk and they
Oh,
sometimes do poetry too. So we've done that together
good.
and I've done some poems with Santa and Mrs. Claus. So it's just joyful. So they want to spread the poetic joy as well as just the Christmas joy as well. So
I've read a book recently that had reindeer in it that were talking at the North Pole, and I wondered if that was true or not. So good to know. That's they do talk. But well, your secret is safe with me. Nobody
okay.
we won't
So
we won't
everyone
spill.
listening, don't tell anybody. Don't
Right,
tell
right,
anybody. Just keep it to yourselves. So
right. Absolutely. So what's the North Pole like? To me, I imagine it's got to be one of the best places on Earth.
it is beautiful.
Hmm.
There's the snow seems like it sparkles more there. The elves make all these beautiful snow sculptures and ice sculptures. The food is absolutely amazing, especially if you have a sweet tooth.
Mm.
One
Yep.
of my favorites, it's a white chocolate mousse with hazelnut crunch in the middle, and then
Hmm.
candy cane sprinkles on top with a touch of caramel sauce. But I mean, all the desserts are just absolutely incredible because Santa has to keep his figure. So,
Hmm. Yep.
um, so yeah, it's just a place of happiness and joy. And that's why there's the present focus. It's not because of the material symbolism of the present, it's because of the joy that people get when they have the present. And so
Mhm.
that's why there's so much focus on presence.
We can get caught up in the commercialism and stuff, but it's that excitement. And I've shared the story before that one of my favorite gifts I was given was a set of art books where that taught me how to draw, and that inspired a lifelong hobby, of drawing and painting, and all because my grandparents, through I think Santa helped them out there, got me that as a present. Is just kind of a whim, and yeah, it's so it's not about the getting. It's that excitement and what it teaches you, what a gift can teach you, can have a real powerful impact.
Exactly. And about the art book, Santa actually told me a little bit about that.
Mm,
And he said that he just knew that your artist inside needed to come out more, and that's why he had to talk with your grandparents. So yeah.
mm.
And Santa
That
does that because Santa knows.
well, that explains so much about that. Then, it's one of those things that I had been already kind of thinking about drawing, and I was 7 or 8 at the time, and then I've been trying to doodle, and then lo and behold, on Christmas morning, there it was, under the tree, and I thought, oh wow, this is amazing, and it took off, and I love it to this day. I love beautiful artwork.
Yeah. And there's so much art. Most of our artwork is actually made out of snow and ice,
Oh sure, yeah.
but occasionally they'll use food colorings for different accents and stuff.
Hmm.
It's absolutely spectacular.
Yeah,
Absolutely spectacular.
I
So
was gonna
yeah.
say you might have some nice ice sculptures up there that don't ever melt, do they?
They don't ever melt. Another little known secret about the North Pole is we have a few acres that never get cold. So
Mm,
we actually have, and that's where all our food, like the agriculture comes from. Like that's where we've got fig trees and stuff like that, but just in this one little section.
mm.
It doesn't do so well. We've tried growing things in the snow and ice, not successful, but
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
we tried.
There you
So,
are.
and then
Yeah.
that was why that happened. So yeah, it's amazing.
So now that you're the poet laureate of the North Pole, what do you do? How do you represent that position?
Oh, absolutely. So I am there to help celebrate Christmas and bring more poetry to it. So
Mm,
sometimes families will bring me out to do poems with a little bit of holiday cheer and a little bit of the Santa dance beforehand, just to get people all excited about the holidays. Other times I can be part of Christmas tree lightings and things like that, to represent Santa in a poetic way. Other times I give all the different guests a poem about what they want it to be about with a little bit of holiday cheer in it. So that's what I do. It's just all about spreading poetic holiday cheer.
and is that something you do year round?
I do holiday cheer year round, and I also do poems because Santa found out about me before I was his poet
Mm,
as well. So I do poems also to celebrate people's birthdays with or without holiday cheer. Believe it or not, sometimes people pick poems not in the holiday season without holiday cheer.
mm.
I don't know, but
Go figure. Yeah, yeah.
go figure, go figure. So, but that's what I do. Yeah, but a lot of holiday cheer, and then of course, trips up to the North Pole and back to Colorado, then around the world and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh, fun. I mean, I love it that you were able to have something that you love doing, writing poetry and all that, and having such from what I can tell, it's such a kind presence and a great gift that Santa noticed and thought, boy, we need you up here.
I am so incredibly grateful for this opportunity. I just have so much gratitude
Mm.
because it's Santa.
Hmm.
So
Oh yeah.
how can I not? How can I
Right.
not? And it also goes to show if you do what you love, you just never know what's going to happen. Because like I never knew like Santa's going to say, "Ho ho ho, Amy, we want to see you at the North Pole." I never knew that,
Hmm.
until it happened. So you never know when you do what you love, what'll happen. So
Yeah, yeah. Anything you do that you love, and then you're able to not just to do it just to make money, but you're doing it to you make connections, and you bring people joy, and it's amazing, and it's so fulfilling. I think this has been one of the most fulfilling endeavors I've ever accomplished. So yeah, yeah, it's just I try to encourage people to do what you love. You never know where it'll take you.
Exactly. And I think that we have a love for things. Like, I don't think that that's an accident. I think that you have a passion for something for some reason. I don't know how. And then you just follow it and you're just like, because you're happy, people are attracted to it. You
Hmm.
know, if you're like a Grinch when you're doing what you do, maybe that's the problem. Maybe you're because of what you're doing is grinchy, and it's not
Hmm.
joyful. So maybe it's time to say what is really in my heart and do it and just see what happens.
Yeah, and take that leap, and
Exactly.
see where it takes you. Yeah.
No
Uh,
Grinches,
yeah. No Grinches.
no Grinch jobs,
Exactly.
or, see how you can find the joy in the job you have. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, I'm just so lucky. I'm very, very grateful. So.
Yeah. So how did you get into poetry to begin with?
Oh, sure. So when I was little, in school,
Hmm.
you know how kids would get in trouble for doodling in their notes?
Oh, sure.
Well,
Yeah.
kids kids never got in trouble for writing poems in the notes. So when I was really bored, I would just start writing poetry, and the teachers wouldn't go and look to say, "Are you taking notes on my subject?" You know. So I just started writing poems that way. I also found it was a way to be heard
Mm.
a lot. So when I wrote poetry, I was more heard by my family than when I just said, "This is a problem." Not so much. But when it came in rhyme, they'd be like, "Oh, that might be a problem."
Mm.
I don't know. So I mean, it's all that. So it helped me to express, to be heard, and it was just fun sometimes too. I mean, not all my poems have been happy. I've written sad poems as well.
Mm.
So
I love reading. To me, the best gift ever is a book, and poetry I like, but I would struggle to understand some of the poems. But then there's some that are maybe they're not trying to be, really elite or whatever. I get it, and when I get it, and it's something about the poetic form that just resonates with me. Yeah.
oh, absolutely. And I think you hit on a really important point. Sometimes people write poems and they don't care if they're understood. And those aren't my kind of poems. I mean, I know there's some for some people, but
Hmm.
I like the poems where you can understand them and they're reachable. And like I was just thinking, I did just listen to your last "Twas the Night Before Christmas" podcast, and which is
Hmm.
one of my favorite Christmas poems. And I'm starting to dissect why is it one of my favorite Christmas poems. And I think because it sets the stage and it's joyful and it's accessible. It's not trying to be, hyper so cerebral that if I'm not in your head, I don't understand it. And it's not so simple that there's not a joy and there's not a scene set. So I think because it has the joy and the scene set was why it's just lived on for so many years, and
Hmm.
it's such an awesome poem. So
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I got thinking about that poem and just how much it's become a part of our culture and our life, and what a profound impact, one poem had.
yeah.
That here 200 years later, we're still not only just talking about it, but it's had a significant shaping of our understanding of this major holiday that we celebrate. So, what does Santa think about "Twas the Night Before Christmas"?
Oh, he absolutely loves it. Him and Mrs. Claus read it sometimes once a day,
Mm.
just to remember just the joy of words, the joy of Christmas, just the beauty of everything. And the elves sometimes read it. Sometimes when they're working in the workshop, one of the elves will just come and just take a break and just read the poem, and everyone's like, so
Yeah.
there's so much joy. And sometimes the reindeer dance to it too. So I mean, it's a poem that's so much the essence of what the North Pole is. So
Yeah. Now I gotta ask, since you have a close connection to Santa there, so I'm
of
gonna
course.
kind of put you on the spot here.
Okay.
But now, is there a movie or a story that portrays Santa that's what I guess what's the best portrayal that gets it the most right?
Oh, that is such a great question because there's so many movies that have the spirit of Santa
Hmm.
and the joy of Santa that it's kind of like saying, which artwork do you think is the best? And it's really hard to say because each of them
Uh,
have the essence of a certain thing. So, I mean, there's just so every time in a movie where Santa is joyful just from the very, very deepness of his heart, that's what gets it correct.
Kind of an unfair question. It's like asking what's your favorite child or something, you
I
know?
was gonna actually say that, but I thought it'd be easier just to say as an artwork. But it is like saying that
uh,
because it's like saying which joy is better, and all
right.
joy is amazing. It's just slightly different joy, and each person will have whatever movie hits them the most.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's the perfect Santa portrayal for them.
Mm-hmm.
When it sparks the
Right. Right.
yes.
Yeah, I think my favorite might be the Miracle on 34th Street on the remake. That's a great one. I love the scene where he's speaking in sign language to the deaf girl, and just I think that moment really captures what Santa is, that he's kind and caring and able to talk to anyone.
Yeah. No, that definitely it's beautiful. I mean, there's just so many. And then in like the Santa Claus, like
Mhm.
when his family is so important. And I mean, there's just an Elf when, he's when Santa's talking to Elf to make him, feel okay. I mean, there's just so many beautiful moments. It's when there's a heart connection. Whenever there's a heart connection, whenever there's joy, compassion, that's Santa.
We really truly can carry on the spirit of Santa with us throughout the year, can't we? And the spirit of Christmas, the
Oh,
uh
absolutely.
yeah.
There's just absolutely no reason not to. I mean, because it's a choice. Like
Mhm.
carrying Christmas with you all year round is a choice. It's
Mhm.
a choice I choose to make because like when you look up in the clouds and say, "Oh, the clouds are beautiful." When you look at the mountains, you say the mountains are beautiful. When you look at the snow and ice in the North Pole and you see the beauty in it. When you take the moment to see the beauty in it and the joy in things, that's Christmas.
Mhm. Right. And so I run my podcast pretty much year round, and sometimes, people say, "Oh, how could you talk about Christmas in March or whatever?" But it can't be contained to 1 month for me. And there's so many great stories out there to share and topics to talk about, but just the whole, vibe of peace and joy and happiness, I want to share that year round.
Oh, absolutely. And that makes Santa so happy
Yeah.
because that's what life is about. It's about joy and Christmas
Yeah.
year round. Absolutely. I mean, even if you don't like some people won't say Christmas, but when they see someone they love and they smile, that's Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Every moment of joy, that's their Christmas. And it can be defined in different ways, but that's Christmas.
Mm. What are you and maybe Santa, Mrs. Claus, what are you all looking forward to about this coming Christmas?
Oh, seeing the kids' joyful faces and seeing all the Christmas decorations
Mm.
and seeing just how people decorate their houses and also seeing there's a big ice sculpture contest up at the North Pole
Mm-hmm.
and it actually I shouldn't tell you this but everyone wins. It's
Oh.
like because everyone puts their heart and soul into it, so it's just all these beautiful sculptures, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to just seeing all the Christmas displays. Just I think that they're great, and just hearing people's Christmas joy. um at one time I
Mm-hmm.
lived in New York City, and the first snow, like New York City, sometimes people forget the Christmas spirit. Not everyone, but some people forget
Mm-hmm.
about Christmas. But the first snow, it brings back the Christmas spirit. Like everyone, no matter where they are in life, um like everyone just becomes almost everyone just becomes super happy and joyful, and it's just kind of like there's joy again, and if we could have that year round. But yeah, I love the decorations,
Mm.
and the elves just go like they go all out, like with cooking all season long, but Christmas they go all out. So I'm looking forward to some of those new inventions of different desserts.
Which brings me to another thing I was going to ask. What kind of snacks do they like at the North Pole, that maybe we can try out here at home, like
Oh,
Christmas snacks?
absolutely. Well, they like to take strawberries that are
Mm-hmm.
pink red, and then they dip them in a green chocolate, and then they use candy cane sprinkles. So it just has a hint of mint. It's absolutely amazing. And then the it's white chocolate that's green, so
Mm-hmm.
it's like white chocolate with strawberries and a touch of candy cane. That's an absolute favorite snack. Um, there is a love of figs, just plain figs up there, because the fig
Hmm.
tree grows year round. Um, there's also something you would never ever guess, but Santa actually has a candy corn made with a slight hint of mint, and it's a lot more popular than the Halloween candy corn, which isn't very popular apparently. So, I mean, Santa likes that kind of candy corn too, but he loves the one with a hint of mint. It's mint is used a lot up at the North Pole, and we do have some fresh mint plants growing
Oh yeah.
as well.
I love mint tea. There's a peppermint tea that I love. I think it's candy cane flavor or something. I don't know, but it's I think it comes out about this time of year, so I've been looking out for it.
Oh, is it Celestial Seasonings?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually a Boulder, Colorado company.
Oh, okay, okay.
And you can go on a tour of their tea factory, and then they close you in the mint room because they keep the mint separately, because if not, it would flavor all the teas.
Oh,
And your eyes can start watering and stuff like that in the mint room. So yeah.
oh, now I gotta make my way that way.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh my, yeah, that would be heavenly. Yeah, a good cup of mint tea or eggnog, and sitting down to read a Christmas Carol or something. That just sounds like a perfect evening to me.
Oh, absolutely. And I love like how you have like the sound of a fire, because I love sitting and reading like by a fire. It's
Yeah.
just there's something just so cozy about that.
Getting back to improv poetry, this might be something that's new to people. I don't know. I'd never really heard of it until I came across you, and how fun that is. Just and you got to be quick witted. I think. What's the secret? How do you do it? Or is it just Christmas magic?
No, anybody could do it. Anybody could do it. Um, so it's all about getting out of your own way.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I found before I started doing improv poetry is a lot of the poems I'd written just came to me just all at once. So, I originally started doing improv because whenever I competed in slams, my pre written poems were so short, they never did very well. So, I
Mm-hmm.
said, you know what? I'm just going to have somebody give me a topic. So, that's how it started. It's also actually an improv game that some people play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's about getting out of your own way. It's about, because I mean, rhyme goes back so far. I was even trying to figure out, like, do animal, if you have language, do you have rhyme? Do you have poetry? Because poetry doesn't even always have to be rhyming. It could be beats without rhyme. And if our language has beats, like, do birds actually, if they speak, do they have poems? And they've found that prairie dogs have a language.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they have different. So, like, do they actually have poetry? That's a question. But to do an improv poem, getting back to your question, it's just about getting out of your own way and having faith that the right things will come out, you know,
Uh-huh.
because before we speak to somebody, like, we don't plan everything we're going to say, we just talk. So it's just about like letting it come out. And a lot of times a rhyme smoothly comes out when you don't think about it too much. Occasionally I've made up words to make things rhyme at the end, it's okay. It's
Yeah, yeah.
poetic license, and I own one of those. I got the
There you
test
are.
and I have a poetic license. But yeah, anybody can do it. And I love, when kids like they after they get a poem from me, they start playing around with poetry, because anyone can do it if you get out of your own way.
Mm,
Perfectionism is the enemy of improv poetry. Perfection is the
okay.
enemy of improv. So you just got to go, it's not going to be perfect, you know, and then
Uh-huh.
just go for it.
Yeah. Well, would you be willing to give us a couple examples of what you do?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. What would you like this poem to be about?
Well, I guess the big news in our family, we just got a new dog. Her name is Pumpkin. So I love a poem about her.
Excellent. I'm going to get my chalkboard, ask you a few questions about Pumpkin.
Okay.
So what does she like to do?
She loves to go on walks and she loves to get her belly rubbed.
And
She
my
she
pencil just broke. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Well,
go for
she
next one.
will literally just throw herself at our feet sometimes and roll over and show us her belly that we'll rub it.
Oh, got it. Does she have a favorite
Alrighty.
snack?
Um, yeah, she actually likes green beans quite a bit,
Okay.
which is
That's
odd,
because they're
but
green, and
apparently
green's
they're.
kind of Christmassy. Okay.
There you go. It's Christmas candy for a dog.
And okay, got it. And does she do any tricks yet?
Not really.
Probably not
She's
yet.
good
She's
at
pretty new.
sitting, and she's pretty obedient overall, and knows how to communicate what she needs to us. So,
Oh, that's really
um,
okay.
though, then yeah, she's getting to be where we tell her to like jump up for a treat. She'll be able to do that. But
So she's
yeah.
really smart.
Oh, she is. Yeah, she's
Okay.
a Australian Shepherd. I guess they're really smart dogs. So
And the last question, is she a cuddler?
very much. Yeah, she loves to cuddle.
Got it. So, would you like this poem with a touch of these, thous, thine, Shakespeare? Or would you like it more modern with and the?
More modern.
Okay, you got it. When you're ready, say, bring on the Christmas pumpkin poem.
Okay. Well, bring on the Christmas pumpkin poem.
Such a beautiful dog, each and every day. We have such big smiles when she comes our way. And then she'll roll on her back too to get belly rubs. And she just goes, what a joyful dog. It takes our minds absolutely out of the fog. It makes us so happy in every way. And if we want her to jump high, a green bean we will display. An incredible puppy. We're so happy too. She is part of our family through and through. So go on walks and talks and so smart in every way too. And cuddles at night. Pumpkin, we love you.
Oh, well done.
Thank you.
Only one person can clap here, but good job. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Uh, in fact, just last night, we were sound asleep, and she just jumped right up on the bed, right on my stomach. I get this 50-pound dog just jumping right on top of me, wanting to snuggle. it was,
That's
it
absolutely
was like 2 o'clock
adorable.
in the morning. Yeah.
You're so cute.
Well,
Oh.
it turned out she also needed to go outside, but
Okay, got it.
but no, she did. She just went. We had a big windstorm come through, and I think it was making her a little nervous. So she just wanted some comfort and reassurance. But it's like having a baby again. It's fine.
It's so cute. I love dogs and cats. I love
uh,
animals.
we yeah. She has been a bright joy in our life for sure. Yeah. Yeah, well, that was really wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Um, yeah. So if folks wanted to get in touch with you to maybe have you do something like that for them, how can they do that?
They can go to northpolepoet.com and they can also call me 800-810-8802. And that's how I can come out to them and or broadcast live from the North Pole, depending their location. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I can do it. So
Wonderful,
yeah.
wonderful. Now you almost hesitate to ask, but can we get another poem out of you before
Oh,
we go?
absolutely, as many as you like. That's what
Oh,
Santa wants
okay,
me to
okay.
do.
I don't
So
want to.
there's no
I
there's no limit. Like, okay, you're at your poem limit. No
okay.
more holiday poems. No more poems at all.
That's it. One and done. Okay.
One
Well,
and
I don't
done.
want to
Yeah,
take
that's
advantage, but
no. Of course not. That's
I like Charles Dickens and I
okay.
love A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
So maybe something about that.
Okay. You got it. Would you like this with a touch of thee, thou, thine, Shakespeare, or more modern?
Yeah, I think that one would fit well
Okay.
with a little touch of Shakespeare. Yeah.
Got it. When you're ready, say ho ho ho.
All right. Ho ho ho. Let's do it.
Let's go go go. Okay.
Let's go go go. Yeah.
Thine is the moment of terrible fright. Thou cannot sleepest through the night. Nay, the ghost of Christmas past has come hither way. to see where thou hast come from and possibly where thou dost go. And it seems so cold, and the heart feels frozen like ice and snow. Then thou dost see the present, oh nay, can be sadness and more sadness too. Thou feelest thy heart went a fair adieu, but then thou can know 'tis thy future where thy spirit, thy heart can joyfully and warmfully grow. All these ghosts of past, present, future too have come to thee, Ebenezer Scrooge, have come to you because Charles wants thee to cometh through. Dickens wants redemption in every way. Dickens wants thee to have a joyful display. For all the ne'er-do-wellers, this is the story you doth know. For all the ne'er-do-wellers, his heart is frozen in ice and snow. Nay, there can be a future of joy coming also thy way. So say a fair adieu to the past, and a joyful hello to a new Christmas joy and everlast.
Mm. Well done. Well done.
Oh, thank you.
I'll have to add some sound effects of applause here.
No worries.
I
At least it's not the sound of
I
one
love
hand
that.
clapping.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh my, that was great.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a favorite topic you like to make poems about?
I wind up doing a lot of poems about being in the present moment. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so because I think everything is there in the present, and a lot of times we forget when we're like thinking about the past or like going on the future. So I like to do a lot about that, but it's just fun also when people tell me their favorite esoteric words that I have no idea what they are, and then they like tell me what they are. Um,
Mm.
so yeah, but I mean just anything like or interesting phrases. Um, I like doing poems that give people hope too. Just
Mm-hmm.
last night, I did a poem about somebody who was struggling with math, their fourth year of math. They
Mm.
no longer loved it. And it just felt like I gave them hope. So it just felt like, yes, I like doing that. And I've had people literally stop me when they've seen me say, because I do poems about people's dreams. Like I'm not psychic. I just say, what's your dream? And then I do a poem. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm a psychic subs. Like someone wants a psychic and
Mm-hmm.
instead they wind up, hire me. Um, so, so like I've done those and I've had people literally stop me and thank me because I help them live their dream, not because it's like magical, but because if you have a poem and you have a video of the poem and you keep playing it, you go, oh, I could do this. So I really like doing those. But I mean, there's not really poems. I won't do poems that are violent or anything like that,
Mm.
but anything other than, violent or not family friendly, I'll do anything, as long as it's,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's Santa approved.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's probably why Santa. One of the reasons he chose you, he knew you could be a good representative for the North Pole.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Uh,
Well, I think we have time maybe for one more poem if you're
absolutely.
up to it. Okay,
Absolutely.
perfect. I both my daughter and I love snow, so
Okay.
how about a poem about snow?
Okay. You got it. And do you have any favorite things that you do in snow? I mean, like, is it snowball fights? Is it seeing
Um,
snow? Is it
no, we
skiing?
like we like to see it.
Okay.
We like to walk around when it's snowing. And then one of the things we do too is during Christmas season, we'll sit out on the porch swing,
Oh,
and especially if it's snowing. But if not, we like to be outside. We'll get it under a blanket, and then we'll just sing carols to each other or something.
oh, that's cool.
Just kind of. We started doing that back when she was little, and even though she's 13 now, she still is looking forward to carrying on that tradition of just spending time out in the porch swing.
That's really cool.
Some nights it's really cold. Hmm.
So okay. And then, do you have a favorite carol that you guys sing when you do this? I was just writing down notes. That's why I was looking down.
Oh, no, not really. She likes a lot of the old classic carols. I know one we're going to be talking about. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That's one we've enjoyed together lately.
Okay. Is it snowed yet where you are?
No, not yet. It's actually been unseasonably warm.
That's a topic for another day.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
so so yeah. Okay. Luckily at the North Pole our weather has been very consistent, but I've heard like all over everywhere else there's been a lot of warmth. So okay. Would you like
hmm
it modern, Shakespeare, mixture?
Uh, modern.
Okay, you got it.
hmm
When you're ready, say yes.
All right. Yes, let's go.
I see it outside. It's a joyful winter ride. There's a snowflake and another one still. So my daughter and I go outside and feel just a touch of the Christmas chill. We take a blanket and go on the swing, and inside our hearts sing. As the snow blankets all around, you see it cover whiteness upon the ground, and more and more and more still. And inside, we feel this happy thrill. And then we start to sing. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. And in our minds, it does. It is the thing. And then we walk through the snow too with different piles and they cover up our boots, our shoe. It's beautiful. It's quiet. Everything's amazing. It's like a magical Christmas riot. And then we look upon up in the sky, and the snow is shining from the sunlight away up high. And there's a snow rainbow we do see. It's magical and so joyful Christmas Eve. It is time just to enjoy. And then we lay down in it just for a moment. Oh, yes, like the perfect free toy. And we throw it up in the air. It's so light and fluffy. It's beyond compare, and it makes everything quieter around too. Christmas is coming, so I get to share the snow with my daughter, with you.
Hmm. All right. Love it. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
That's a precious one.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I love you're just brimming over with Christmas joy, and it
I love
it
Christmas.
I don't know, it makes it yeah, it makes the poem even that much better. So awesome. Oh, well, Amy, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your talent with us. And folks, I really want to recommend you go to check out her website, and there's some videos up of her. All the information, contact information is there. So check her out. Yeah.
Thanks so much for having me. This has been awesome.
Oh, it's been great. I guess one quick question: if you can tell Santa for me that
Of course.
we would really like to see some snow on Christmas. So, if there's anything he can do to make that happen, we'd love to see it.
Absolutely. I'll put a good word for him, um, for you guys up there, and we'll see what we can do to get some snow
Okay.
everywhere. There's no promises. You know what we found too a
Oh,
lot of
yep,
times
yep.
is, you know, it'll be a beautiful day no matter what the weather, but we'll see what we can
Mm-hmm.
do about getting some snow down there.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed and the Christmas spirit alive and
Oh
see
my
what
gosh, you
happens.
have so much Christmas spirit. It's super awesome.
Well, Amy, you take care and you have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you. You have a Merry Christmas as well.
Hello, everyone. We're back. I'm here with Gracie. We are. Let's see when this episode's coming out like tomorrow. So we're not quite in the thick of the Christmas season yet, but
Yeah,
it did
dark
snow.
out. Or it's dark out.
It's dark. Yep. See? Dark.
It gets dark so early now. I don't like it.
And it snowed, though. We had like maybe an inch, half an inch.
A
dusting.
And it's all gone now.
And then it had some flurries today, so I took Pumpkin out for a walk.
She loves
and that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
She loves the snow. And
then also I made some pumpkin chocolate chip cookies.
Yes, I ate like 7.
7?
No, 3.
No, 3. Okay. We had I'll think I've got the recipe on the website, but
it's so good too.
If not, I'll get it on there. And the recipe itself called for just cinnamon flavor seasoning, but I put in the pumpkin spice. So I put in the cinnamon, cloves, ginger, and nutmeg, and really give it a pumpkin spice flavor. All right. So on this episode, I talked to a lady who does improv poetry. You just give her a topic to, and then she does a poem. So I know you haven't seen the interview yet, but so I thought we would try our hand at writing some poetry. Do you think I should try some improv poetry?
Maybe.
All right. Do you want to try, or you want me to try?
I don't care. We can both try, I guess.
All right.
We'll see.
Okay. So I'll go.
Do you want me to pick your topic?
Yeah, you pick. Give me. Let's see. Give me like 3 topics.
Just like 3 random. Can they be Christmas related?
Yeah, preferably Christmas related, because this is a Christmas podcast.
Your 3 topics or words, I guess, are. Okay, so you could either use snowman or snowmen. It doesn't matter, like, if you're using it plural or not.
Okay.
And then you can use Santa as your second topic. And then your third topic is reindeer, because I'm basic.
Reindeer. Okay. Snowman, Santa, and reindeer. 3 hours later. Here we go.
Oh wait, you just have to think of it right. You can't even write anything
down. Yeah, that's improv. It's like.
Oh no,
No. This is what she did.
Hard.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna try it. 'Cause she said the trick is to just get out of your own way and just do it. So here we go.
'Twas the night before Christmas.
Here we go. Frosty the Snowman went out of his house out to Santa's garden, quiet as a mouse. He snuck into the carrot patch while reindeer flew overhead, grabbed a carrot stick, and shoved it in his head.
You have to use Santa still.
Yeah, I said it was Santa's carrot patch.
Sorry.
Shoved it in his head. So Frosty smiles while the wind blows, and he grins because he picked his nose. Because he got the carrot patch?
Yes, I get it.
Okay. That was rough, but
good for your first
clever
time.
editing. Yeah. So I shall call that one Frosty Picks His Nose.
No, don't put that
All right. Maybe for this one we'll pass the line back, the poem back and forth. So you do the first line.
Just to make it more fun.
I'll do the second line.
So the 3 words are bear, snow, and broccoli.
Yep.
Okay, so one snowy morning when Buddy arose,
he stretched out his arms and wiggled his toes.
He waddled out of bed and danced to and fro. Christmas jigs. No. I don't know.
To Christmas jigs in his bathrobe.
And he went... Or is it my line or your line?
I don't know. That was a bad rhyme anyway, what I did.
I don't even know what we're saying anymore. Okay.
We got to work broccoli in there somehow, too.
Okay, I got this.
Okay.
He went outside to play in the snow. I know how to incorporate broccoli.
Okay. In the snow.
Just do something. Just do say what he's playing with.
Yeah, he played
with his dominoes.
He Played all day with his friend Joe.
And trees surrounded him that looked like broccoli. I'm just kidding. And the trees that once looked like broccoli were covered in snow.
Then Buddy went inside and ate cookie dough.
And it was very delicious. And he crawled up to bed.
Said goodnight to his mommy.
And kissed her forehead.
And kissed her forehead.
All right, that's it.
All right, we sort of did
tried.
it. We tried.
I want to do one by myself.
Okay.
So pick something, just Christmas in general.
Christmas in general. Okay, let's do stocking, presents, and cocoa.
Can it be about Buddy again?
I mean, it's your poem. Or you want me to do it?
One early morning when Buddy was walking, he came downstairs to find his stocking.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other words? Presents.
And cocoa.
He looked under the tree only to see presents for you and for me.
Mm-hmm.
He opened them all and played with his toys. Then he gave a few jumps for joys.
Good, you got it.
And then he huddled up on the couch with a cup of hot cocoa. And then he spilled on his lap. Uh-oh, the end. It was awful. I don't know what I'm doing. I love to write, but poetry I don't do usually.
This is hard. Like sounds like it would be easy, but sit down and do it. I thought
I would get to write mine down, but nope, none of that.
All right, I want to do one more. I want to do another one.
Okay.
What words you got for me?
Grinch.
Oh, Grinch.
Roast beast. Yes.
Roast beast. Okay.
And onion.
Onion.
I'm making this really hard because I'm doing
goodness.
stuff related to the Grinch. So we have Grinch, roast beast, and onions because he's eats onions like apples.
Okay.
Okay, you got it?
I think so. I don't know. We'll see.
Just go for it.
One cold winter's day, the Grinch came down, too foul to play. His breath smelled like onions. His armpits reeked of cat. His pants were on backwards.
And so was his hat.
And he felt quite fat. Last night, he did devour an entire roast beast with mushroom gravy with a little bit too much yeast. Down into Whoville he went. To the drugstore he did aspire to get some Tums and Tylenol before he did expire.
Poor Grinch.
The end.
All right, slay.
I don't know. That was rough.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right, we can try another alternating one.
So we're going to do, since I was struggling to do this one by myself, we are going to do one together again, where we alternate every few lines.
Mm-hmm.
See how that goes. All right, you want to start off with the first line?
Well, what's our word? Are we going to use dog, Santa, and sled?
Yeah, because that was the one I had attempted. But
I'll start it off.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Last year on Christmas Eve, Santa did cry. He found the reindeer too sick. They could not fly.
So he knew he had to find someone else instead. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's all.
Oh, that's all? My turn? Okay. So he found his pet dog and hitched up his sled.
The dog was unsure, but gave it a go.
His name was Rover, and away he flowed.
It's not a word. Okay. He ran and ran. He ran and ran and picked up the sled.
And shot up into the clouds over Mrs. Claus's head.
And they went to all the houses and got all the presents. And they went to all the children's houses.
And gave them presents galore.
And Santa knew he didn't have to worry anymore.
The end.
Oh my God, his reindeer, where'd they go? Okay, it's clear we're not very good at this, but...
Yeah, this was fun though. It was
fun.
It was really hard, but it was fun. So I think this would be a fun game for you guys to try if you're stuck inside during a snowstorm or something, and just try it out. Amy is the North Pole poet who does the improv poetry, and she just encourages everyone to give it a try, and I thought that was pretty neat. Right, so I think that'll be it for us today. We tried our best and we sucked, but
that's okay. You know what? It's Christmas time, and
that's right. I like the idea of improv, and it's something I might want to keep trying sometime. So everyone, try out your hand at improv poetry. You'll regret it, or you won't. Who knows? Well, I think our career as a improv poet might not
be the best.
Might not work without some practice first. And
all right. Yeah. Bye, guys.
So thank you all for listening today. I hope you enjoyed it. Any information and links that I talked about with Amy, that will be found in the show notes. I do want to remind you to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'll be posting a weekly Cozy Christmas Book Corner video, hopefully weekly. That's my goal, at least once a week, where I'll be sharing some books and recommendations and gift ideas for bookworms as well. I've got a couple of those up also, and I can also start growing my YouTube channel a little bit, which I would like to do a bit more over there, especially during the Christmas season. It's something I've enjoyed doing on the Bookshelf Odyssey, and have met some really great people and readers through that. So that's going on over there, and I'll have some author interviews posted with some of the book reviews as well. Not all of them, but some of them will. That's some of the things I have planned for the rest for this month and Christmas time. I've got some more fun and surprises ahead. I think we're off to just an exciting start. This episode brought me so much joy. So thank you, Amy, for coming on and sharing your talent and your gift with the world. I don't know about you guys, but I think Santa has some great taste in poetry. All right. With that, just a reminder that if you would like to help support this podcast in a financial way, you can find links in the show notes to my Etsy store, to make a donation on Ko-fi.com, and I'll send you a bookmark and sticker. And one of the best things you can do to support us is to share the podcast with your friends and family that might also enjoy a year-round Christmas podcast that talks about books, stories, and all things cozy. Okay, so until next time, I want to remind everyone to be kind to each other and to do good, and to remember to honor Christmas in your heart and try to keep it all the year. Have a very Merry Christmas.